Next generation meteorologist Joe Shock here with our tropical update for August 9th, 2021, and things have escalated quite quickly in the Atlantic Basin. Maybe a surprise to others, but certainly no surprise to me. But nevertheless, let's take a look and see what's going on here. We have Tropical Depression 6 right over here. The National Hurricane Center upgraded this at 5 o'clock to TD6. The next name on the list is Fred, and here we go. MJO. Now, I guess you can say we're on the border of phase 1, phase 2. We're going to be moving and amplifying throughout this week, coming around into phase 2, somewhat de-amplifying, and then back, who knows, maybe into an old phase as we get towards the end of the month. But phase 2, phase 3 on the European, JMA staying in really phase 1 and 2, and it looks like backing it down in amplitude, possibly down the road. I think I'll take the European over the JMA. And phase 2, phase 3 of the Madden-Julian Oscillation, north of the islands, in the islands, big signal for tropical development right through the Florida Keys and right up the west coast of Florida. Perfect teleconnection there. Perfect connection, telegraphing the MJO. Before modeling, didn't even begin to see this, so definitely well telegraphed over here. Ocean temperature anomalies, warmer than normal for this entire region, so that certainly will not be a problem. Actual ocean temperatures, 29, 30, some 31 C, so we're pretty much talking about 84 to 87 degrees Fahrenheit. Plenty of fuel for something like this to come along. We'll see what happens with this, and of course, as we talked about and been talking about, the Atlantic Basin overall is quite favorable for this kind of thing to happen. And you can see the JMA from last Thursday. We'll get our next update this Thursday, but you can see the upward motion, the enhancement of the precipitation, the ridge over troubled water. Week 2 looks like that. Week 3 looks like that. And you'll see the enhancement of the tropical waves coming off Africa that follow later on this week. So here is the 12Z ensemble, and you can see here the 100% probability for this thing here. This is a non-tropical feature over the Great Lakes, but it's still being picked up. Here comes the next wave off of Africa, which I think is the one that modeling is developing, and that's going to be a problem. We'll talk about that a little bit later here as well. And then here we are through hour 144, the wave, TD6, no longer a wave. It's again, this is going to be Fred very soon. You can see where future Fred is going to be as we head towards the weekend, north of Cuba, and being, I think, posing a threat, possibly a bigger threat, to the state of Florida. Here comes the wave by the weekend entering the islands, which I think is also going to be a problem. And then here we are at hour 192, or about 7-8 days. This thing is somewhere in the Florida region, likely coming in as a tropical storm, if not a hurricane. I think this thing could become a hurricane, given the pattern that's waiting for this thing here in the eastern Gulf of Mexico. Here's this feature. Here comes the next one next week. And then hour 264, there's going to be some troughing that picks whatever is left of Fred up into the eastern part of the United States. There might be something else here could be something out here. It gets really, of course, unclear past 8-9 days. But nevertheless, you can see the African wave train is quite active, as we would expect it to be at this time of day. So here's the European ensemble from AL6. They call it 94. It doesn't really matter, but you can see here, no matter the name, this is going to be tracking off to the west-northwest and then turning northwest. And again, I think this is going to become a hurricane, or down the road we'll get into the weekend being a big threat, especially if this thing remains off the Florida west or possibly east coast. I do think this has got a shot to become a hurricane. There you can see the modeling beginning to pick up on the other feature that's coming up Africa there. The GEFS, more land interaction, which would certainly keep this thing down for quite some time until it gets off of Cuba, but we'll see how that works out. I think the European is going to be the better solution, keeping it further north of the big land masses down there in the Caribbean. So there's the Atlantic wide shot through day 10 from the European. You can see Fred gets absorbed up here somewhere as we get towards the middle part of next week. Here's the feature now that's coming off Africa, or somewhere out here in the southwest Atlantic, and then you can see subsequent waves coming on off that through day 10. So with all that looked at, here is my official forecast for future Fred. You can see I bring up to a low-grade tropical storm pretty much through the entire pier, and then as we get to the weekend, we'll see what happens here with land interaction. But I think, again, it's going to be further north of these islands, and we'll see what kind of situation happens here. But again, this has got potential to become a hurricane. I think it will become a low-end hurricane, and possibly even more, again, given the how the modeling is, and tropical cyclone intensity is very hard to handle in most cases. So there's certainly uncertainty here of how this goes down. But again, I think this is a good starting point for Fred. We do have tropical storm watches out for these Caribbean islands over the next couple of days. So certainly our next checked storm on the list, and I do believe we have several more coming over the next couple of weeks. Again, probably we're going to see 3 or 4 more named storms by the time the month of August is done. There's my favorability map, which is going to be remaining green for, I think, quite some time to come. So that is it for now, and thank you for watching.